south. You will be in the closest area to the full covering of the
4
of
minutes.
the sun. Pardon?
4 minutes, 5 minutes. Or
Well, and then it starts to move, and then a little bit,
yeah.
a little bit. So, this is not accurate by size, but I can't make my board big enough to show you. We know the sun is very, very big, but it's also very, very far away. So when the moon comes in front of the sun
It's covering.
and it covers the sun, if you live here, you're gonna see some of it. But if you live right here, it's going to be the whole thing.
Right.
So Michigan is in a pretty good spot. And my understanding, this will be on Monday from, I think,
1:45.
1:45 to 3:30, something like that. 3:30 p.m. So that's when you'll notice it. So are you going to watch it?
Yes.
How are you going to watch it?
With the sunglasses.
Do we know about the sunglasses?
Yeah.
You have to have special sunglasses, not like these. These darken, no good. You have to get special sunglasses that block out all the rays from the sun. You'll be in bad shape. It'll burn your eyes permanently. It'll go through your eye into the back where your eye is and burn it, and then you're in big trouble. So I have a pair that someone gave me, but I think that the stores have them. If you're interested, a couple dollars, but if you have kids, make sure that they don't look at it unless they have those. Pardon?
Yes.
Yeah. If you have kids, they may be a little bit risk-taking. So that's what's happening on Monday. And I think it's a big thing. It doesn't happen all the time. We also have a lunar eclipse. What is a lunar eclipse? Moon. That means that the moon is covered by the earth, the sun on one side, the earth in the way. So you look at the moon and suddenly the moon looks gray, and then pretty soon the moon disappears, and then it starts to come back out again. It's a lunar eclipse. Have you seen an eclipse before?
Yes.
Only
Yes? Did you see it before? Where were you?
Russia.
In Russia? Was it a
Moon.
was it a lunar or a solar eclipse?
No, moon.
Lunar eclipse, yeah.
only on the film.
Do we know this word?
Superstition.
Do we know that word?
Superstition.
Superstition. Superstition.
Superstition. The best way.
Do we know that word?
Magic.
Magic.
What is magic? What is magic? Give me an example.
It's something unusual.
Like
Yeah.
what?
يعني
All the
لا
men make يعني سحر كيف يعني ما يقول سحر
Clown for children.
Well, a magician. Like, this one. You've seen a magician. Where's my hat? Where did I put it?
Yeah.
This is the old common one. The magician has a hat,
yes
and he says, "Oh, look, there's nothing in my hat." And he
yes
says,
yeah
"Oh, a bird
yeah
or a rabbit."
Yeah.
Magic. So that's magic. And superstition is a little bit like that. So some people think, oh my gosh, a black cat,
Ah, super.
a
Yeah.
black cat, I'm going to have bad luck. Superstition. It means people have beliefs. Superstition means we think of something supernatural, not in nature, but something outside nature. Supernatural. So at one time, during the day, think about this. This is thousands of years ago. I'm out here in my farm. I have sheep. I have plants. It's a nice sunny day. And all of a sudden, at noon, no clouds. Suddenly, it's getting dark. Just like night. So people said, what happened? Why? It must be the gods. Do we know the gods? The gods are saying, behave yourself, do something. And so people had beliefs about it. It was a supernatural event. We know today, we can plan on it. We know what's happening on Monday. And in so many years, it's going to happen again. Because we know what the moon does, what the sun does, what the earth does, because we've studied it. So I was reading today in the paper about how, and this connects with what we talked about yesterday. We talked about the new year yesterday. Remember?
Yeah, New Year.
Where?
Assyria.
It's Assyria.
Assyria.
Yes. Assyria is an old place. It was an old kingdom. Yes. And part of that area is a very famous city called Babylonia. Babylonia. Babylon.
بابل بالعراق.
Pardon?
بابل.
Babel.
Another.
The place is called Babylonia.
Yeah.
Babylon.
Beautiful place. I was there.
Were you there? Yeah. Anyway, they had a king and queen.
There.
And many people said, we know that this is going to happen. We don't know why the moon would get in front of the sun. So in order to keep people to respect the king and queen, they would come up with certain things that they did. So they were going to fool the supernatural. so we have a king and queen, very special people, not just people, but they were like gods.
Well, some people, yes.
And so the king and queen would go hide in another house. And so the people would say, we're going to pick a husband and wife to pretend. Do we know the word pretend? Make believe. They're the king and queen. And they would kill them for the gods and say, look, we are killing the king and queen for you, the god. Superstition. It's not just like a black cat.
Yeah.
People get serious about this superstition.
Superstition.
And I was reading about a man. He was from, do we know the place called Turkey today?
Yeah.
Turkey is an interesting area because at one time that whole area was part of big civilizations. And his name is I hope I spelled it right. Thales. And I think it was about he predicted, he was able to predict the solar and lunar eclipses. And some people say that this man is the beginning of science. Do we know science? The study of nature and why it happens. And I thought that was very interesting because it fit in with what we talked about yesterday with Assyria. So we know a lot of things. And some things we don't know, but some things we do. Some people are concerned about what will happen when the sunlight doesn't hit the earth. What do you think will happen?
Explode.
Pardon?
Explode.
What will explode?
The earth.
The earth will explode when the sun is blocked by the
Oh,
moon?
okay. I thought hit the
It will
earth.
be dark
Yes.
for a little while, just like at night. That's it. But other animals, like birds, nature, they may be confused. At 1 o'clock, it will be dark. What do birds do at night?
Sleep.
They sleep. And then they go to sleep and then, oh, the sun's back up again. So there may be some animals that are affected by that. People are studying that to see what they do. Not just birds, but other animals. So I'm hoping, for those of you that remember, I'm having surgery on Monday for my eye, and I'm hoping that they do it in the morning because I want to see, and hoping that it's not cloudy, but it could be a cloudy day. If it's cloudy, it's just going to be a dark, cloudy day and you won't be able to see the sun at all. Superstition.
Superstition.
My mother-in-law had some superstition beliefs. And one of them was if you left your house and you said, I forgot my keys, I have to go back into my house to get the keys, then you'd have to sit in a chair for 2 minutes. If you didn't do that, something bad was going to happen. Superstition.
I think every people have superstition.
I think most
Yeah.
people have some.
But some is common, like the black cat in Arabic culture, in Russian culture, in American culture, it's the same.
Yeah. I don't worry about a black cat because I have 2 cats, and one of them is what color? Guess.
Black.
Black. So it's in front of me all the time. But I like cats.
Yeah.
Superstition. Other cultures have different superstitions based on things that happen in their nature. The other thing, the rain. Do we know Johannesburg in South Africa?
Yes.
I didn't know that they had a problem with the hot weather, drought, and the city of Johannesburg doesn't have any water. You go to the sink, nothing. Nothing. So it's a big problem. So I'm hoping that they get rain.
Weather in South Africa, like Michigan.
It's opposite. It's opposite. They're,
When we have winter, there is summer.
yeah, they're opposite of us. So they're going into hot weather. Yeah. So anyway, let's. I think most of you got this. Did you get this one? Okay. Sorry. This one. Did I give you one? No. Oh. You're welcome. Let's read this, and then I'm going to give you a chance to do some writing on your own. And then I'm going to have you do a little writing activity. Let's start here with Saeed. Start us off.
Chapter 2.
Chapter 2.
Fantasies.
Fantasy.
Fantasy.
Yeah, that fan comes first. Fantasies.
Fantasies.
What is a fantasy? Take a look at the picture.
Amnesia.
It's what she's thinking, like a dream. Fantasy. Now, when we dream about things and it's something we like, we say it's a positive thing, a fantasy. If it's something we don't like, we might call it a nightmare. Frightening. Saeed, go ahead.
In Mexico, Amelia had many fantasies. Fantasies about life in California. Of course, she realized that some of her thoughts were ridiculous.
Ridiculous. What does that word mean? Ridiculous. like this one. Not real. Silly.
There were not going to be more stars in expensive cars everywhere she was.
Look. Look.
Look, but she believed that other things about California were real, beautiful beaches, big green palm trees, and
Scenic.
scenic views that were very different from the surroundings she knew.
Very good. Okay. Go ahead, Shitang.
It surprised Amelia to see her
Eduardo.
and Marisol live in real life. First, it was nowhere near a beach. There was a sign outside the entrance of their building. The desert palms, but there were no palm trees or any other trees. Just a desert,
Just a desert.
and it was not a very pretty one.
Eduardo.
Eduardo unlocked the door and led Amelia into an apartment that was small and dark.
Okay, and Marcella, go ahead.
The carpet was brown, or at last it was now. The walls were dim and certainly didn't keep out the sounds of music playing and babies crying around them. There was only one window. "You'll sleep here," said Eduardo as he pointed to the sofa in the living room.
Senate?
Can I open the curtain? Asked
Wait. Open the what?
Curtain.
Curtain.
Curtain. Asked Amelia and get some light in here. Go ahead, said Eduardo. So Amelia opened the curtain to
Reveal.
reveal a not very scenic view of an unusually
Ugly.
gray,
Gray.
well covered with
Wall. Gray wall.
wall covered with graffiti. Oh, I see, said Emilia with a laugh. Yes, that's our view, said Eduardo. Now you know why we keep the curtain closed.
Curtain. You know curtain.
Curtain, yeah.
What is graffiti?
Draw.
Drawings that people put on garages, on buildings, some of it not very nice. I'll give you a few minutes to try 1 through 12. Answer them and try to do it in sentences. Be right back.
Ska du komma här? Du kommer bakom mig så. Where was outside جدران خفيفة وماتنة صوت الميوزك وهذا الفيديو
How we doing with this? You're all done? Yes. I think we'll stop, do this together, but before we do that, if I can get your attention back up here, I should have done this before. And before we go back to the story, the fantasy, about these words.
Preceding.
Pre. That's a clue. When you see the word pre, it means before. So if I said, please pre-read before finishing your work, it means before.
Read again, yeah.
Before. Pre. Like this one.
The preceding day was
Before.
Monday.
Preceding day. Pre. But now, pro. Not pre, pro. Preceding, preceding. Or excuse me, proceeding, preceding.
He is a president.
Proceeded with his usual activities.
It means
Continue.
continuing, not stopping. Okay?
Please
Preceding, proceeding.
proceed. Please proceed with your work.
is a double E here.
Proceed.
Proceeding.
The other place where you see this word, a little bit different.
Will you have a surgery? Reducer? Procedure?
Posterior.
Procedure.
Procedure.
D-U-R-E. Jerk, kind of.
Sure.
It's pronounced jerk.
Procedure.
If you say procedure, you won't hear that. Procedure.
What is the procedure for making bread?
It means something that's done following certain steps. Procedure. What is the procedure for our class? We come in, we talk about the day, the weather, the lesson, the procedure. What goes on? What continues? What is the procedure for making bread? What is the procedure for fixing your car? What is the procedure for doing your work if you have a job? Procedure. So we have procedure, preceding, and what was the other one? Preceding. Proceeding and preceding. They come up and we'll pay attention when we run into them. I should have done that first, and I apologize. Let's take a look at this article, this little story that we read. A couple of things in here. Take a look at the first line. Where it says in the story, it says, in Mexico, comma. Remember we talked about certain clauses, certain phrases that begin instead of being at the end. When it goes at the beginning, sometimes it's comma. What does that mean? In Mexico, Amelia had many fantasies about life in California. What does that mean, in Mexico?
Her previous
Before.
country.
Her previous country, in Mexico. So, in English, you put that in the front, marked off with a comma. Just like I would say, in class, we discuss grammar. Comma. In class, comma. Of course, I could put it at the end. We discuss grammar in class. No comma. Put it in the front. It's marked off with a comma. Then the next line also has a comma. Of course, comma. What does that mean? Of course.
No.
What?
Doesn't.
Good.
Of course.
Good.
What's another way of saying that?
Agree.
Agree. For
Disagree.
sure.
Disagree.
Of course. Everybody knows. Of course it's raining. I can see it. I can feel it, of course. I want you to go down to the 4th line. It says, other things about California were real. ... Do you see that? What's that ... called?
A lot of things.
Stop.
Cool it.
Stop.
It means I'm going to give you some things. Okay.
Here is some things. Okay. Here are some things to buy.
Colon.
Colon.
List. Coming up.
Carrots.
Peaches.
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 Milk.
Milk. Fish and coffee.
And coffee. Notice, when we get to the end, you don't need to have the comma. Colon. Okay. There's 2 of them in this story. So notice in this story, it says, other things about California were real. Here they are, beautiful beaches, big green palm trees, and scenic views. What does that mean? Scenic view.
Beautiful view.
Yes, scenic view, like right here. That's what she's thinking, a scenic view, palm trees.
Beautiful views.
Beautiful. Keep going down to 2nd paragraph, 2nd line. Notice, first, comma. You see that? So if we were going to go on with this, we could say first, it was this. First, comma, this. Then maybe the next paragraph, second, comma, third, comma, and like that to mark it off. Now go down part way, 4 lines down it starts, but there were no palm trees or any other trees. Dash. You see that hyphen? Just a desert. It means it's a common thing that you will find in writing. That hyphen or dash is explaining what came before it. No palm trees or other trees. Another way of saying that is just a desert.
Oh.
Let's see, there was somebody out here. Go down all the way to the bottom of the front page here on page 10. You'll see it says, you'll sleep here, comma, with those marks.
sleep here.
Here.
Said Edward.
What are these marks?
You'll sleep here.
Who remembers?
Come.
What do we call this mark and this mark? At the beginning and at the end.
Come. Quotation mark.
Quotation marks. What does it mean?
Speech some people.
Yes, exact speech. Exactly what is being said. Quotation marks. It doesn't tell what he said, doesn't describe it. It's his exact words. Exact words. Quotation marks give exact words. And notice here, you'll sleep here, said Eduardo. So it's telling you what Eduardo said.
Yes.
And then it goes on to the back, there's more. Can I open the curtain? Asked Amelia, and get some light in here. Notice where they put the question mark at the end of everything she asked. There's a lot of quotes in this one. Go ahead. Oh, I see. Yes, that's our view, said Eduardo. Now you know why we keep the curtain closed. All of those are quotes said by people. Sometimes when we, like yesterday, we had an activity. Remember this one? Thank you. This is the conversation.
Yes.
This whole thing tells who's talking. Doctor, Ken, doctor. Remember that from yesterday? If this was in a story and it's telling about what's going on, they would put this in quotation marks. Quotation marks. All right, let's go back here to answer these questions. And Kulsama, let's answer question number 1.
What did Amelia have many impressions about Mexico? There are going to be movie stars with expensive cars every year.
Her fantasies were,
She realized it. That's not
what were her fantasies?
She is it.
Life in California.
What did you come up with?
She is it.
Yes.
She is it.
What's question?
Number 1.
About what? About life in California?
Yes, we want to use their own language. In Mexico,
Yeah.
in Mexico, what did she think about?
About life in California.
About life in California. So,
About
next one, go ahead. Dear.
What did she realize? That some of her thoughts were some of her thoughts were pretty close.
that's it.
Very good. Ridiculous, silly. Excellent.
Our
Okay, number 3.
What weren't there going to be? There weren't going to be movie stars in expensive cars everywhere. She loved it.
Some of our thoughts were ridiculous. هو أهم حاجة الإجابة يعني ما عادش ترشيح.
Using their own language. Next one, Said, number 4.
What other things about California did she believe were real? Beautiful beaches, big green palms, trees.
scenic
And?
and scenic views that were very different.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Was very different from the surrounding.
And scenic.
Beaches.
So we've got, we have a number of things here. Beautiful beaches, big green palm trees, scenic views.
It was
If you added to that and said scenic views that were different from her surroundings that she knew, that's even better answer, more complete. But the idea here is to make sure that we connect the part that we read with what's information here. Number 5. Time's you up.
Number 5. What surprised Emilia? It
Yeah.
surprised Emilia to see Eduardo and Marissa live in a real life.
Y'all got that? Right from that line.
What Eduardo and live
surprised them.
Okay.
Real, but
So number 6.
Where was it? Nowhere near.
Nowhere.
Nowhere. Nowhere.
Nowhere near.
It was nowhere near a beach.
It was nowhere near a beach. Notice,
Nowhere. Everywhere.
everywhere.
Nowhere.
everywhere, nowhere, somewhere. What is somewhere?
Somewhere.
What does that mean? Somewhere.
Somewhere.
Anywhere.
No.
That's this one.
Everywhere.
Okay.
Somewhere.
Somewhere.
Not sure.
Not sure.
Not sure.
Oh,
Maybe somewhere is there.
my paper. Where's my paper? Somewhere. I
Somewhere.
don't know where it is. Not sure,
Nowhere.
but it's somewhere. Nowhere, none.
Not
Everywhere, everywhere. All the places. Let's see, number 7. Is that it?
Where was there a sign? What did it say? Outside the entrance of the building, it says that the desert palms.
Desert palms. Very good. Okay. Number 8, Osama.
What did Eduardo unlock? Where did he then
Lead.
lead Amelia? Eduardo unlocked the door and lead Amelia into an apartment that was small and dark.
Verbs. Please lead me to the auditorium. Lead. Okay? Yesterday,
Leg.
he led me. But this word also is a thing. It's a metal. Lead. Looks like it should be pronounced like that. Lead. I showed you this a couple weeks ago. This is a metal called lead. People use it for fishing because it's heavy, it drops down to the bottom of the water. Lead. Lead. Spelled like this, pronounced like that. Lead. But in the verb, lead. He is the leader. What is a leader?
The guy.
The boss.
The guy, the boss, manager. Where are we? Number
9.
9.
What color was the carpet? The
Brown.
carpet was brown.
Very good. Number 10.
How were the walls? What didn't they keep out? The walls were thin and
Thin.
thin,
Thin.
thin,
Ah,
thin,
thin.
thin,
Good.
thin and certainly didn't keep out the sound of music playing and
Babies.
babies crying around them.
What does that mean? Thin walls.
ضعيف يعني
Not thick.
not thick.
Yes. So you can hear everything on the other side. Thin walls. Number 11, Saeed.
How many windows were there? Was
Just
only
one.
one window.
One window.
Number 12.
What was the not very scenic view of Kartli?
Ugly,
Ugly wall.
That was really different from the sides.
ugly.
Ugly.
Ugly. What is ugly?
Not beautiful.
Not beautiful.
Not beautiful.
Yeah.
We don't, be careful with the word ugly. Depends. It can be a rude word, ugly. Scenic.
Scenic.
Notice that word?
Scenic. Beautiful view.
Scenic view. Scene in the movie was scary.
Scene.
What do you see?
Scene means you connect with vision.
say
Scenery.
Scenery was
What do you see?
beautiful.
he was scenic view of the city.
Now it's giving it an attitude. Is this a positive or negative?
Scenic view of the negative.
Positive.
Do you like it or not like it?
Like
Positive. Usually it's used in a positive way. If I was to say, I'm keeping the curtains closed because the view of the alley is not very scenic. It's the alley. Nothing nice to look at. It takes on the quality of being attractive, something we like. Let's go on here to page 2. Okay, on page 12, putting these in order. Sala, read for us on page 12.
12.
Yes,
A question?
filling him in. Yeah.
complete the story.
Complete the story.
Okay, the story. In Mexico, Amelia had many fantasies
Fantasies.
about living in California. Of course, she realized that some of her thoughts were ridiculous.
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 Notice you got that U, ridiculous.
Ridiculous. There weren't going to be movie stars in expensive cars everywhere she walked.
Okay, take Zana, go ahead.
She loved, but she believed that other things about California were real. Beautiful beaches, big green palm trees, and
Scenic.
scenic views that were very different from the
From the what?
surroundings.
Surroundings. What are surroundings?
Around.
Things around you. Yes.
You know.
Okay, Kulsuma?
I surprised
It.
surprised Amelia to see where Eduardo and Mary Sol live in real life. First, it was nowhere near a beach. There was a sign outside the
Entrance.
entrance of their building. The desert palm, but there are no palm trees or any other trees, just desert. Eduardo locked the door and led Amelia into an apartment that was small and dark.
Very good. The beer?
The carpet was brown, or at least it was now. The walls were thin and currently didn't keep.
Wait.
Certainly.
Certainly didn't keep out the sound of music playing and babies crying around them.
Okay, notice that line here. The carpet was brown, or at least it was now. What does that lead you to believe?
Guide you to think that it's yani,
Why is it brown now?
from the dirt.
Yes, it's dirty, not clean. Not that it was dyed brown, but it's brown now for people walking on it. Let's go down to the bottom and meetings.
Read the sentence block it and underline word circle or B. A or B.
Or B.
Amelia
Realized
realized that some of her thoughts were
ridiculous.
ridiculous.
Silly.
Silly.
You say B, number 2?
But she believed that other things about California were real.
True. Number 3?
Amelia opened the curtain up to reveal a not very scenic view. Different.
Pretty. So this is where I showed you.
The scenery is not very scenic. The scenery.
It comes from the same word, but seeing.
Scenery.
What is scenery?
What I see. The
Yes, I'm going to look. Oh, I'm opening my curtains. Oh, look at the scenery.
view. Scenery.
An ugly alley. Not scenic. Okay? When we say something is very scenic, we say it's very nice. The park is very scenic. Trees, grass, flowers, scenic. Scenery, and scenic comes from the same place, means has to do with what you see. You on your way? Packing up. Okay? You have a few minutes?
Yep, couple of minutes.
Okay, all right, let's have a conversation. You're A, Zenab, you're B. Okay?
Don't sleep here on the sofa.
Okay, can I open the curtain and get some light in here?
Go ahead.
Oh, I see.
Yes, that's our view.
An ugly gray wall covered with graffiti.
Wall.
Oh.
Wall.
Wow.
Now you know why we keep the curtain closed.
I understand completely.
What does that mean? I understand completely.
I understand completely.
Everything. We understand everything. remember our words? C words?
Cutting and sucking.
Cut,
Yeah. C.
C-E, C-I, C-O, C-U, C-A, cut. Curtain,
Chin.
Yes.
certain, for sure.
For sure.
Certainly, for sure. You can do this at home, bring back tomorrow. Probably. Have a good day, everyone.
Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Got it, thank you. Here,
Can you give me homework?
yes, are you coming tomorrow?
Yes.
This pattern on your shirt, is that from Afghanistan? No? Where is it from? America? Where did you find this?
Gabon.
Good morning. Interesting.
You like it?
Interesting pattern. See you tomorrow.
Yes.
See you tomorrow, Saeed.
Please, I want to see something.
Pardon?
The cat can't come here, and he asked about the grade about this.
Who asked?
He
You
can't.
mean the score?
Yeah, he can't come.
I hope I have it. Sorry. His first test was 204. Second test, 210. 204 to 210.
Can I take the shot? You will
I forget number.
It's hard for me to read this, it's so small. Can you see it? 188. You see that?
I don't see.
188, then second test 194.
Good or not?
What do you,
Yeah, it's good.
okay, is Bashir going to come back after Eid? Bashir,
Bashar. I don't. But in this day, she is so big. She will move her
she what?
her home.
She moved.
Yeah.
And maybe after Eid she'll come back?
I don't know about
Good
Bashar
answer.
and
Where me number? No name. No say.
See that one? 188, 194. Right in the center. 188.
thank you, children.
Right.
Take care. Bye-bye.